Come along on a journey to discover the secret life of the ocelot, a stealthy hunter of the Americas, from its roots to its cubs, ending with a remarkable surprise. Origin and evolution. Tracing back to the Americas, its lineage diversified with forests, producing a stealthy predator built for dense cover. Fun fact: the name comes from Nahuatl ocelot el, meaning jaguar. Geographic range and habitats. Across the Americas, it inhabits tropical forests, mangroves, scrublands, and grasslands from southern Texas to Argentina. Fun fact: its flexible hind feet help it descend trees head first. Coat patterns. The spotted coat offers camouflage. Rosettes and stripes vary by region and individual, making every animal's pattern unique, like a fingerprint. Fun fact: no two individuals share identical spot patterns. Body plan. Medium-sized with a compact, muscular build, a long tail for balance, and agile legs that sprint in bursts. Fun fact: adults weigh roughly 8 to 18 kg. Nocturnal strategy. It hunts mainly at dusk and night, relying on keen hearing, night vision, and sensitive whiskers to detect prey in vegetation. Fun fact: whiskers help sense obstacles and airflow. Diet and hunting. An opportunistic carnivore, it preys on small mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians, stalking through brush and ambushing with a pounce. Fun fact: it can swallow prey whole. Climbing and arboreal skills. It climbs trees with ease to chase prey, escape danger, or rest on a branch. Fun fact: the tail acts as a counterbalance during tight turns. Vocal repertoire. It communicates with purrs, chirps, mews, and screams, signaling mood, territory, or cub care, especially when calling kittens at night. Fun fact: some sounds resemble a child's alarm. Reproduction basics. Breeding occurs year-round in warm climates. Females birth 1 to 4 cubs after a gestation of roughly 76 to 85 days. Fun fact: cubs are born with spotted coats for camouflage. Cubs' early life. Newborns are blind and rely entirely on mom, who forages nearby while keeping them hidden. Fun fact: cubs start exploring within a few weeks. Cubs' development. They peek from the den and practice walking within weeks, then wean after a few months and learn to hunt. Fun fact: females become independent earlier than males. Territory and markings. Solitary and territorial, individuals defend ranges with scent marks, scratches, and vocal calls to minimize encounters with neighbors. Fun fact: home ranges can cover several square kilometers. Camouflage and light. The coat blends with leaf litter and dappled light, aiding stealth. Fun fact: markings differ so much that each individual is practically unique. Breeding patterns. In tropical habitats, breeding can occur year-round. Litter sizes vary. Fun fact: in captive settings, mothers may nurse cubs for up to several months. Juvenile independence. Cubs stay with mother through several months, learning hunting tactics and stealth before venturing alone. Fun fact: cubs start learning to hunt before independence. Threats and conservation. Habitat loss and illegal hunting impact populations in many regions. Protected areas help. Fun fact: some communities protect cats as part of biodiversity. Lifespan and captivity. In the wild, they live roughly 7 to 10 years. In captivity, they can exceed a decade with proper care. Fun fact: good nutrition and low stress boost longevity. Social behavior. Generally solitary, except mothers with cubs. Overlaps in ranges are common, but encounters are brief and often avoided. Fun fact: scent marking helps minimize direct contact. Dentition. Sharp canines and carnassial teeth let it kill and slice meat. Dental health supports long hunts. Fun fact: a single bite can subdue small prey quickly. Temperament and curiosity. Solitary but curious, it investigates promising scents and landscapes, often pausing to observe small movements. Fun fact: scent marks are refreshed regularly to maintain boundaries. Habitat distribution. The species occupies a wide altitudinal range, from lowland wetlands to foothill forests, showing remarkable adaptability. Fun fact: in some regions, it shares territory with jaguars and pumas. Water and hydration. It drinks from rivers and streams and may hunt near water edges. Fun fact: some populations tolerate seasonal drought with reduced activity. Etymology and Latin name. Leopardus pardalis blends Latin to describe leopard-like spots and small cat. Pardalis specifically means spotted or leopard-like. Fun fact: the name Pardalis comes from Latin for leopard-like. Ecological role. By preying on small mammals and birds, it helps regulate populations and maintain forest balance. Fun fact: even when unseen, its presence signals a healthy understory. Coat health as indicator. The coat quality reflects nutrition and habitat. Dull fur may indicate illness or stress. Fun fact: a glossy coat is prized by researchers studying habitat quality. Memory and learning. They remember successful hunting routes and shelter spots, helping survive patchy habitats. Fun fact: cubs quickly learn stalking skills by play. Human-wildlife interactions. In some regions, conflicts arise when livestock or poultry are threatened. Education and non-lethal deterrence reduce risks. Fun fact: some communities protect cats as part of biodiversity. Locomotion. A strong sprinter and capable climber, it uses ambush tactics and sudden bursts to surprise prey. Fun fact: its paws leave soft, nearly silent prints on soft ground. Resting habits. It spends long hours resting in shaded thickets, conserving energy for nocturnal hunts. Fun fact: a resting cat often curls with its tail wrapped around its paws. Final fact: its survival depends on intact ecosystems. Protecting one habitat supports prey and cover, benefiting many species. Fun fact: wetlands protection helps conserve prey for this carnivore. Conclusion narration. Thanks for joining this journey through the America's ocelot, from origin to cubs and habitat marvels. Stay curious, and remember the last fact highlights wetlands' vital role.